This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, and welcome to another almighty vlog. It's been a few weeks since the last one. Once again, it was just a case of finding something I wanted to say. I've dug out another t-shirt of the collection from Christmas. I'm fast running out of t-shirts now. I'll have to go and buy some more. We have one more from the Christmas collection, which I shall wear on the next vlog outing. So this week, predominantly in this vlog, I want to talk about Boost Mode for the PS4 Pro, which we're getting all sorts of clips and leaks and visuals from, and performance things from the beta that is out with certain people at the moment, namely Digital Foundry, who I've been going to see. They've been testing quite a lot of the games that people have been asking them to test and see what the performance differences are, whether they look better, all this sort of thing. So we're going to talk about that predominantly in this vlog, and a couple of little things at the end. So firstly, let's talk about how Boost Mode works. Now, in one of my live streams just recently, it might have been the last one I did actually, because I haven't done a live stream for about a week, and I said that I wondered how Boost Mode was going to work with games that were already patched for the PS4 Pro. And I figured that they would, you know, the patch would be there, the boost mode would just enhance it even further. That isn't the case, or it doesn't seem to be. What seems to be the case is that if you have boost mode on and play a game that has been patched for the PS4 Pro already, the PS4 Pro patch will ignore boost mode. So boost mode has zero effect on games that have already been patched for the PS4 Pro. And that's kind of understandable, because those games are going to be already tapping in to the extra resources that the Pro has. So that's kind of clarified that for me, which was quite good. So, and the other thing worth noting is the beneficial differences are different. I think Digital Foundry showed off Fallout 4 running with the patch against Fallout 4 running without the patch with boost mode instead. And I think like the benefits were different. The benefits on the patched version, you got God lighting, what are they called? God ray lighting effects and all sorts of things, enhanced visuals on the NPCs and these sorts of things. Whereas with boost mode, you seem to get a slightly more stable frame rate in certain places that they were testing, but not across the board. So the benefits were different, but they were both viable benefits. So either way you're going to benefit. You could in theory. The problem, I think games automatically update anyway, don't they? I don't know if you can turn that off. If you can, then I suppose you could turn off updates and pick the boost mode over everything else. But I'm happier taking the sort of written benefits from the software developers themselves, because I think they're probably tapping into what they feel is the best areas of the game, and I think that makes more sense really. Boost mode is, to explain for people that don't know what boost mode is, it is basically a software patch for the operating system on the PS4 Pro, which allows the game, if the game has been variably written, which is kind of, it means that it can tap into extra power if it's there. So it is effectively a software patch for the operating system on the PlayStation, and it will allow games that haven't been patched for the Pro to make use of the Pro's extra power. That's basically it. I probably didn't explain that very well, but that's the long and the short of it. So I'm really pumped for it. It's only in beta mode at the moment. I can't get a fixed date on it. I've been Googling it constantly, but I believe it's going to be coming out in February. So you're looking at the next couple of weeks. That seems to be what the closest we can get to a date online. Now, Digital Foundry have tested loads of games already, but notably they tested Bloodborne, they tested Batman Arkham Knight, Dark Souls 3, Battlefield 1, Fallout 4 without the software update, and in my eyes the most excited one for me is Witcher 3, because The Witcher 3 hasn't been patched for the Pro, and they're not going to do it for the Pro either from what they've said. So for me, that's a biggie, because I love The Witcher. I've been doing the live streams, as you know. So, and the reason I haven't done any live streams of that particular game recently is because I'm waiting for boost mode so that I can stream the boost mode of it. So I will be coming to you with some live streams of The Witcher again and continuing that gameplay. I haven't played any more of it. I'll continue from where I left off and I'll do the live streams with you, but I'll do it once boost mode's been implemented. Now, in most of these games, the differences and the benefits are all kind of different, but most noticeably across the board in just about every game, including The Witcher, the frame rates were far more steady. So they almost got a fixed frame rate of whatever they were promising at the time. So with The Witcher, for example, if you're playing the whole game at 30 frames per second, on the PS4, you're looking at dips with Digital Foundry. I mean, go to Digital Foundry's site and you will see the gameplay footage of this, and they put them side by side, and you can see where the dips are in the intense areas. And there is a massive difference. I mean, you're looking at like an almost stable 30 frames per second, whereas on the original PS4 Pro, you've got dips to, anywhere down to 24, 25 frames per second, where the action is really heavy, lots of characters on screen. There are a few tiny dips with the Pro still, but really, really solid across the board. Very, very impressive. So without any doubt, the boost mode is going to be a massive thing to just about every game that I have, by the looks of it. I mean, I didn't hear them mention one game that didn't seem to be capable of taking some sort of benefit from boost mode. So I'm really pumped for it. I'm really excited. I can't wait for it to appear so that I can show off some of the gameplay to you guys. It's worth noting that we're not talking about, we're not talking about jumping a whole generation of hardware here and seeing some sort of monumental difference in graphics and that sort of thing. I mean, I can speak and say without any shadow of a doubt that playing Tomb Raider with the patch that it had for PS4 Pro was absolutely gorgeous, and it played so much better on the Pro than it did on... Well, in fact, it played so much better on the PS4. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm going to take that back because I didn't play it on the PS4. I bought it when I bought the PS4 Pro. So it plays way, way better on the PS4 Pro than it did on the Xbox, because I bought it for the Xbox One. And it was okay on the Xbox One, but you saw the Xbox One struggling in certain areas. You saw tearing, whether it was fog or mist and that sort of stuff. You saw tearing on the screen in places. So... And none of that appears in the Pro version, and I don't think it appears in the PS4 version. But I can't hold my hand up to that because I haven't played it on the standard PS4. But I suggest you that it doesn't do it on the PS4. So there you are. So another biggie was Batman Arkham Knight, which they were showing off as well at the Digital Foundry site, and that was really impressive. They were talking specifically about, people had been saying that there was a bit of real lag when in the car driving scenes, driving around Arkham, and all of that's pretty much gone from the boost mode taking control of that game. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go as well, because I never finished Batman Arkham Knight, and I'm really looking forward to going back and playing it again. I struggled with it at first, and I think like a lot of people, because it was very car heavy, and I didn't feel like I needed to be forced into the car that much. And it wasn't to the point of like jump in the car, chase him, blah. That would have been fine. But that whole game was just like, there must be like 1,000 tanks in Arkham just so you can do, stealth tank battles and stuff. It's like, nobody asked for that. Nobody wants stealth tank battles, for God's sake. Not that many of them anyway. And there was there was just tank after tank. I mean, it was like, where did they all come from? You know what I mean? But, I mean, aside from that, it's a beautiful game. Absolute cracker of a game as well. I mean, I have to say that at this point in time, my favourite was the second one. And I absolutely adored that game. I haven't bought the remastered versions yet of 1 and 2, so I need to try and get those at some point when I see them cheap enough. But yeah, but that game also benefited massively from boost mode. So I mean, an interesting one was Battlefield 1 because it's a multiplayer game. They jumped into multiplayer games on Battlefield 1 in multiple locations, multiple different scenarios, and they, again, massive benefits to playing on the Pro with the smooth performance wise, and where the textures loading in and all that sort of stuff was much quicker and crisper. So Yeah, I mean, bring it on. I mean, the next couple of weeks, I can't wait for that patch to come and just enhance my gaming a little bit more. I mean, I'm loving my gaming on the PS4 as it is, you know, on the Pro. As I've said in my previous vlogs, I'm delighted that I bought it when I did. And that I got it at launch. I've had nothing but praise for it since I got it. So, but, you know, every little bit of extra juice they can give me and use, that's fantastic. And I can't wait for that. So that's pretty much it for Boost Mode. I would highly recommend anyone going over to the Digital Foundry YouTube website, YouTube site, and just channel. Go blimey, people! Eh? You think I know what they were called? Go over to the Digital Foundry YouTube channel, and you'll find those videos pretty quickly and be able to check out the footage and stuff. I didn't want to go off stealing other people's video footage. It's not done, people, is it really? You know, but you can go and go and check it out for yourself. It's pretty impressive stuff. So that's it with Boost Mode. I've been totally hooked on Fallout 4 with the extra patch that was downloaded for it. It looks gorgeous in places. I've actually started playing the Far Harbor stuff. Some of you will have noticed the short video I posted up of the Far Harbor crafting that I'd done in the town. I've got totally addicted to crafting in that game, to building little towns and stuff. And Far Harbor just made it even worse. And I'm really chuffed with what I created there. And I was just at the tail end of sort of finishing bits off, and it told me that I couldn't build anything else. I'd actually maxed it out with the amount of things I've put down. So I have to take little pieces away that I don't think are going to be very noticeable to put little extra bits in. But at some point, because, I mean, I'm going to be playing that game for so much longer anyway, but at some point I will post up a montage of all the town and building stuff that I've done. I know a lot of you have asked me, you know, am I going to post up some stuff of the crafting I've done, so that I will do that. I posted that one up at Far Harbor just to show you the kind of thing I was up to. That's probably the most impressive town that I've done so far, just for the beach house on the stilts and everything that I built, and you know, the Far Harbor barn and all that sort of stuff. I did build the first barn I built. I called them the Sanctuary Barn, was the first one I built, which is just a sort of a pub with beds and stuff on the upper floor and that sort of thing. But I've got all of the DLC, so there's an awful lot of crafting stuff that I have that you don't get in the basic game, and those barns are one of them. You can build barns which are actually nicer because you can build nice straight walls, floors, you know, better roofs, that sort of stuff. So it has made it more interesting, lots more decoration stuff in there, but it's really addictive. And I know some people kind of say, well, I'm not actually playing the game, I'm doing all this bloody crafting all the time, but that is the game. Yeah, but it's part of it, you know, like, you can't say that the action part's the game and that's not the game. I mean, it's all part of the game. You don't have to play it, but then again, you don't have to play the campaign either if you really don't want to. So you kind of pick the pieces out of that game you want to do, but I've just got nothing but more and more addicted to crafting, especially since I did so much of the looting that I had so much stuff to craft with anyway, so I wasn't running out very much of material, although I am now. The hunt for copper, people. Copper and cork. Cork for my lightweight armour. So there you are. So I'm at level 53, I think, now on my character, and I'm going to be playing way more of that. But I know not everybody's into Fallout 4, and I promise you I will be coming back with more Witcher once Boost Mode kicks in, Witcher 3 on the live streams. I will be coming back with more, probably Kingdoms of Amalur. I'll do some more of that. And I will probably show off some more of the older stuff, like the Xbox 360 RPG type stuff that maybe hasn't hit Xbox One yet. I will probably come back and do some more Dragon Age. There's all sorts of things I'm going to do. It just so happens that at the moment, I'm kind of sucked into the Fallout 4 world, and I'm waiting for Boost Mode to kick in for other things I was going to stream. That's all it is. So if you don't really like Fallout 4, just come along for the chit-chat anyway. If you see me coming online. Or don't. You don't have to. You know, no one's forcing you, people. That's it. I think that's all I had. I'm going to be gone with you. Go away. Yes, that's all I have for you today. Well, look at that, eh? Blimey, it's not even 20 minutes. I feel like I haven't bored you enough this week, frankly. But there you are. It was all about Boost Mode, baby. It was. I can't wait for it, and I am stoked for it. I hope it comes out this week, if not the following week. Definitely looks like it's going to be February, though. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you all again in this vlog of mine. You guys take it easy, and I will see you next time. Bye.